Hello everyone, Neve here, and we have a bit of a setup here. So as you can see, my collection of the Element Arcanae series from Taylor Brin, Taylor Holquist Todd, sorry about the dog by the way, is now complete. I have just received the Element Arcanae, and in fact, I received this like last week, so I have used it a little bit here and there, and I have literally just used it because I just did my new moon reading. This is going to be a bit of a, walkthrough of this deck, a little bit of that, but instead of doing a lot of pairing, because I have been pairing, each time I got one of these in, I did different pairings. And so I think I have a general idea of what decks I kind of like with the Element Arcanae decks. So I'm not really going to be doing a lot of pairing in this video, but I will go through this deck, not in order, of course. But I've been kind of experimenting with like a method, I guess, a method that I'm trying to utilize for geomancy. And that was kind of my idea for these decks before I completed my collection, is that I would perhaps use them to create geomantic shields. Yeah, so because we have fire, we have air, we have water, we have earth. So yeah, so that's the plan. Now, I have also kind of been sort of designating the different elements, I guess, to the four main deities that I follow. And I follow, my four primary deities are Irish deities. They're on Morrigan for the new moons. I usually honor on Morrigan on the full new moons. Then the first quarter moons I honor on Dagda, and then on the full moons, I honor Bridge, or Bridget. And then finally on the third quarter moons, I honor Lou. So, and obviously the elements do not line up with Irish deities. They kind of have nothing to do with each other. But because I honor four main deities and I do connect them to the different moon phases, and there's, the four elements, I've kind of wanted to sort of experiment with, part of my own personal gnosis, just connecting the different elements to my four main deities. So, with that said, I am connecting the Ignis Arcanae with Breach because she is often associated with fire in general. So that made sense. It made sense immediately to connect the Ignis Arcanae, or the fire element, with Breach. And then I connect the air element with on Morrigan, and that is having to do with I'm thinking of crows and ravens and things like that. And of course we can connect any animal really with any deity, and there are bird type species that are often attached to the Irish deities. So it's not just on Morrigan, but because I very specifically connect crows and ravens, and there's a lot of them, well, this is a pigeon, but there are crows and ravens in this deck, it made the most sense to connect the air element and also the sword suit in general with on Morrigan, because that energy does jive together, I think. Now, the other two are the ones that they can kind of go interchangeably. And so what I've ultimately decided was that I would connect Lou with the earth element, and that is also, I often associate the color green in general with Lou. So the earth element I did attach to Lou, but it could also kind of go interchangeably here with the water element, which of course I have attached to on Dagda. Now, I think if we're talking about Irish deities, it would make more sense to attach Menanon with, since he is a sea god, with the ocean, with with water, but we're keeping it as these four this is so far what makes sense for me, but I feel like these two could be interchangeable. But blue, for some reason, in general, is a color that I associate with Ondagda, and so I have a blue cauldron on his altar, and I have a little Totoro thing, shot glass, because when I think of Lugh, I think of like a large creature, like a large, a bear would be good. So, I mean, that's where, an earth element sort of fits with Lugh, but also these giant whales that are in the Element Arcanae. Yeah, so that's, but for some reason I attach blue, and this was before I sort of decided to do an element thing. And again, this is my own personal gnosis. These deities are not necessarily attached to it. Like the alchemical elements and all of that is completely separate from Irish mythology, Irish practice, etc. It's just my own personal gnosis of bringing these elements together. So yeah, I mean, the system doesn't work perfectly because they're not really meant to go together. So, but I'm just kind of experimenting for a while and seeing if this is something I can incorporate in my practice. So anyway, as you can see, I also have some playing cards out here, and these are the unhistorical playing cards from Patrick Valenza. I don't know if they're still available. On their shop, it was like I bought the last one that they had available. I don't know if they're coming out with more, but I think there's also another playing card deck by Patrick Valenza. So but this is the unhistorical playing cards, and that is because I've been trying to get into playing card divination, and I'm still not quite sure how I'm approaching it, but there's a little sparkle on this card. So I'm not quite sure how I'm approaching it. I don't want to equate the cards to tarot cards. I kind of want to do a different system with the playing cards, and until I kind of understand what the cards mean to me and what kind of system I want to learn with the playing cards, I've actually been using them for geomancy. And I've been laying them out in this waterfall style. And as you can see, the air element here, because for geomancy, it goes fire, air, water, earth, I'm pretty sure. And the water and earth is the one I'm not always sure on. I think it's water and then earth. Yeah. So fire, air, water, and earth. So as you can see, the air cards here I have as the Element Arcanae, because the new moon I attached you on Morrigan. So that's kind of the system I'm going for here. So with using playing cards for geomancy, what I've been doing is just looking at the cards that I pull. So this is a jack. This is a jack of hearts. So after the 10 is a jack. So this would be an 11, which would be an odd number. And so in my geomancy chart, which I have right here, my geomancy chart, the jack is an odd card, so I have here a 1 dot. And then here for the air card, I have actually I have the 6 here. Oh shoot, I read this as a 7, so this is incorrect, and I will redo my chart, but I think I read this as a 7. I just did this, so I have plenty of time to redo this, and I haven't even interpreted it yet, so I will definitely redo my chart. But anyway, so the 7, if it was a 7, it would be 1 dot, which is what I thought this was for a second, but this is actually 6, so it's 2 dots. So it would be 1 dot, 2 dots, 2 dots, and 1 dot, because this is odd, so even and odd, and so that would be the Vita section, or life, the life geomantic figure. And then doing the same thing over here, since this is a queen in the playing cards, it's 2 dots. It is an even number. Now the queen in a tarot card is actually odd because there's an added court card in tarot cards. So that is something I have to remember. The queens are opposite with playing cards versus tarot, and so are the kings. The kings are 1 dot, yes, 1 dot in playing card, but in tarot they are 2 dots. So that's the only difference with mixing the cards here. You just have to remember that queens and kings are switched. There you go. So anyway, and they make the 4 main geomantic figures, which from there you can then create your geomantic shield. Now, of course, you got to make sure you get the numbers right, because I read that as a 7 when I did my thing here. So I will have to go back and be like, oh, that's a 6, the 6 of swords. So yeah, and that's kind of what I've been doing for my new moon, or for all my moon readings for this month. And I still have one more moon reading. So I've done the full moon, the 3rd quarter moon, and now the new moon. So my next one will be the 1st quarter moon. All right, so I'm going to clear this up, and we can actually start going through this deck. Okay, so I've cleared everything up here, and so this is the beautiful box that it came in. Absolutely love it, and it looks very similar to the others. Let me grab those. There we go, and actually this makes a pretty good thumbnail, so maybe I will take a picture of these 4 together, and that will be the thumbnail. We shall see. Anyway, so the boxes all match. I love that. That makes my completionist heart very happy to see this. Now, Taylor does have other decks. There's like a cat deck and a dog deck, I believe, and there's like a mythical one that's kind of purplier. I considered the mythical one, but I don't think I think I'm just really happy with these 4 that I don't think I need any more. So yeah, so that is all the boxes. So I will set those to the side here. Yeah, and the backs are very similar. Let me grab the backs of these. And let's see. So here is the water one. I'm just going to grab one of each. Okay, so here are the 4 different backs. We have the fire back, which has the Element Arcanae, which has kind of lizards and dinosaurs and those sorts of creatures. Yeah. And then we have the air deck. Here it has like more bird. Yeah, pretty much just birds. That is pretty much what makes up this entire deck is birds. And then we have the water deck here, and it's got a lot of sea creatures back here. And of course, all these go together. We have a kind of an orangey red for this one. We have purples and kind of indigo colors, and a little bit of white, and kind of a really light yellow, maybe even a little bit of pink. You know, those sorts of almost pastel-y. Yeah, and then we have blues in this one. And finally, for the earth one, we have a lot of like earth creatures. We have, you know, this is a big mix in this one. I feel like these 2 have the most mix of creatures. Of course, ocean creatures is pretty abundant, so this is pretty much a mix. And this is just a mix of birds. So, but yeah, so this one, I mean, we've got an elephant, we've got a gorilla, we've got a wolf, a deer. We even have bats, because bats they've associated with this deck here. A bear, a capybara, etc. So lots of earthy creatures here. So yeah, so let's get into the air deck. So since this was a Kickstarter, I did get some goodies. It came with this bag, which I do not believe I will use for the deck. I'm going to make bags that match each other, but this is a really lovely, lovely bag that I think if I have another deck that I don't want to make a bag for, I might utilize this, because this is just a gorgeous, gorgeous bag, and it's super nice quality. The inside is this like blue like satin, and the outside is like a velour, a dark blue velour, and it's got these gold accents, the different tarot symbols, etc. This is gorgeous. I just don't want to use it for any of the Element Arcanae decks, but this will be definitely utilized in some way. So I also got this little pin here, and this is a creature from the Element Arcanae. Oh my gosh, what is this? I cannot remember the name of this creature off the top of my head. I'll probably put it on screen if I figure it out. But I'm pretty sure this is also in one of the cards. So when we go through the cards, whatever this one is on, we will look in the guidebook for. So yeah, and a nice little pin there. Now, I do also have this beautiful drop cloth here, tarot cloth, that is specific for the Element Arcanae. Now, I am hiding an oopsie that I did on this because, as I said, I've already been using these. So I did already use this, and I dropped incense on it. So it's already loved. I would be upset about it, but like, I mean, you know, it's a drop cloth. I'm going to be burning incense on it. I'm going to be burning candles on it. So, yeah, I'm going to try not to get upset about it. But yeah, I did some incense ash dropped on that. And so that's a little bit burnt in there. But, yeah, I've already destroyed my item. No, not destroyed, but, it's been well loved. All right. So let's get into the deck itself. As I said, this is the wonderful back here. We have a nice book here, which is the same in all of them, and it gives a nice little write-up for each card. So some information about the animal and why that's been associated with each card. We've got some keywords and interpretation suggestions, which I like. I like that. And I like that there's no like upright or reverse. I don't read reversals, so I understand why people put them in their guidebooks, because a lot of people do use reversals, but I don't really use reversals, so I usually try to skip that. But I do like the general interpretation suggestions part here. Now, I don't know if there are spreads. Are there spreads? I didn't check that. Let's see. Oh, okay. There is a spread here. So spreads. We have, this is a, let's see. So positions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a 5-card spread here. So there it is, 5-card spread. I don't know if this one has a name for it, but it's the positions are the north wind, the east wind, the south wind, because venta means wind, vent, you know, the west wind, and the eye. Ooh, okay, that's cool. So, and this must be the layout for it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Interesting. All right. So that is the guidebook. It did also come with an extra card, as all of these decks come with an extra card. Now, when I first got the other decks, I was keeping the extra card in, but now that I've started to use these decks for Geomancy, I find that I would rather not have the extra card in, so I just keep it at the bottom of the deck here. So that is the beautiful extra card. Nice. All right, so let me zoom in. All right, so let's turn these around and start going through the cards. Now, as I said, these are not in order, so I have been using the deck. And there we go. Now, this is the 6 of Swords, not the 7. Yeah, I can't believe I misread that when I did my little moon reading. But I did, like, I hadn't even interpreted the cards yet or interpreted the figures, so I'll just redo the shield and have the correct number on there. So, there we go. And so, as I said, all of these cards have birds on them. So, we've seen these. Now, I will say my only dislike of Taylor's decks is that they're too dark. Now, on camera, they show up much better. This is much brighter on camera. In person, like, it is super dark in these areas. Like, very, very dark. And that has been my only criticism with these decks. This is a gorgeous Queen of Cups. I love that. I do also love flamingos in general. They make me think of my step grandma. My grandma Brenda, she really likes flamingos. So, yeah, it makes me think of her. Vulture for death, of course, makes sense. And I like that he's got a little scythe there. 2 of Pentacles, very traditional. Temperance. Now I like this. What is this bird? Let's check this out. The Temperance card is the common loon. Yeah, of course. There we go. It's a loon. Of course. That makes sense. Ooh, okay. What is this? I'm pretty sure this is another extra card, and if I remember correctly, there are 2 extra cards. So I forgot about this one, and I have actually have left this in. So I'm actually going to take this one out. I just hadn't pulled it for the spreads I've used. So yeah, I'm going to pull this one out because I'm pretty sure this is the other extra card, and I kind of forgot that there were 2 extra cards. All right, so 3 of Pentacles, Tower. I'm going to try to go a little fast through the walkthrough part, just so that we can, I can do the other part of my video, and I'm sure there's going to be a gajillion walkthroughs of this deck. There usually are, and that's why, I used to kind of care a bit about, taking my time with this or making sure everything was in order, but, I kind of just want to use the deck. I kind of want to pair it, so, I just want to do a quick walkthrough. And now we found this card. It is the Knight of Pentacles. That is what this little creature is. So let's find out what this bird is, and as soon as I find out what it is, I'm gonna be like, of course that's what it is. But yeah, so let's see, Pentacles. All right, now this deck does put the order here. We have Queen first, then King, and Knight, and this is a Kiwi. Of course it's a Kiwi. Of course it's a Kiwi. Yeah, I knew what the bird was. I just could not remember the name. And I was like, I'm pretty sure it's like a Australian or New Zealand bird. I can't remember the name of the bird, and of course it's a Kiwi. Of course. Yeah, New Zealand. Yeah, so there we go, the Kiwi. Yeah, but, so I can't, I like to just, start playing with my cards, so that's why I stopped caring about making sure the cards were in order for these walkthrough videos, and, I'm not super good at, like, going over everything that's on each and every card as I walk through the cards. There are other YouTubers that are much better at that than I am. I kind of, just think about things in my head. Oh, I love this Magician card. This is very Unmorgan to me. Wow, this is beautiful, and it really matches the cloth here. This is gorgeous. Is this a crow? Let me see. Yeah, I really only stop on cards when they catch my eye. Yeah, so the American Crow. Okay, of course, I love this. This might be my favorite card in the deck so far. All right, Knight of Cups. Ooh, okay. And then we have another crow or raven, probably a raven, for the High Priestess. Let's see. Common Raven. So the American Crow and then the Common Raven, of course. So I do sort of think of the High Priestess as Unmorgan, and also the Queen of Swords. I also associate with Unmorgan. Yeah. Fool. Empress. Wow, look at that swan. Beautiful. Justice. Now Justice is 8 in this in these decks, as opposed to 11. So that is the setup. Ace of Wands. Interesting. There's 3 birds. I mean, I know that there's 1 wand, but the 3 birds would probably throw me off. Huh. Now this is a super dark card. Now it's brighter on camera, but in person, this is very, very dark. However, it is bright enough in just the right places that I can tell that this is an owl of some sort. And we have the flame. So this, I actually don't mind being so dark because it's the Hermit card and because the important parts are visible. Now, I'm trying to get this close to me to see if I can see if there's anything really going on in the background. And no, it looks like it's just a, just kind of a painted background. Okay. All right, beautiful. 10 of Pentacles. I love that. Okay. 3 of Cups. Nice. 4 of Cups. Five of Cups. Huh. The 3, 4, and 5 were in order. Ah, this... I had several Cups cards in a row, and I have shuffled this a lot, so that's interesting. And this deck, of all of the Element Arcanae decks, this is definitely the most bright. This is the brightest of them. There are many more cards in this deck that are... have a lighter background, and that makes sense because it is an air element, so it's up in the air. You know, so it's more cloudy, or it's cloudy and blues and yellows of the sun. You know, bright. It's brighter. It's the cards are brighter, and I kind of wish all of the other decks were brighter like this. Yeah. Now this is also really dark in this area. But I like that. 6 of Wands. And I see the laurel on this bird here. 2 of Wands. 3 of Wands. Or no, I don't know why I said 3. I think I was going 2 and 3, but no. 7 of Swords. Here's that 7 of Swords that I thought the other one was. Oh my gosh, I love this one. This, yeah. Okay, 2 of Swords. Really cool. What is the name of this bird? Because one of my favorite animes is Agretzko, and one of the office ladies is this kind of bird. And what is this? The 2 of Swords. Let me see if I can find that. So Cups, Swords, 2 Swords. This is a secretary bird. Yeah, and because this character on Agretzko is a secretary. So it makes sense. And I really love that character. And this is a really cool card. Ooh, it's close to being my favorite. Like, I really like that Magician card, though. So this 2 of Swords is really cool, though. I really like that one. Beautiful sun card. And that makes total sense. It's like a parrot of some sort. It might not be exactly a parrot because some of them have different names, like a macaw or something. But yeah, I like that. Oops. Sliding the cards off. There we go. 7 of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles. I swear I shuffled these. 8 of Pentacles. This is a bit dark in person. I'm looking at the view screen and it does look lighter on camera, but yeah, this is a really nice 4 of Cups. Wands. I don't know why I said Cups. It's because they're splashing around in the water, and so my mind went to water. But before I even pulled it up, I was like, oh, it's the 4 of Wands. But the splashing around in water made me go Cups. But yeah, so the 4 of Wands, and this makes total sense for that. I'm not really focused there. Sorry. There we go. Then we have the Page of Pentacles. 9 of Swords. This is very dark, but I do like the night sky here. And what I really like about these Element Arcanae decks, one, I like that they're, they are a collection and they all go together, and that it's got that element theme. So I really like that. But I also like that this feels like a very grown-up art style. Like, yes, it's illustrated, and you can tell it's illustrated, but there's just something very grown up, very mature, I think is what I was going for. There's a mature element, a seriousness to this deck, to each of the decks that I've really gravitated toward, because there's lots of different sets of like element decks out there, and like an earth deck, a water deck, a air or fire deck, etc. And this one is this collection is the one that called to me the most, and this is gorgeous, by the way. This 9 of Pentacles. This one called to me the most because it just, like, I liked the seriousness of it, and these are decks that I plan to use in a more serious fashion. I don't see myself really going to any of these decks for trivial sort of questions or trivial advice. Not that, mundane stuff is necessarily trivial, but, to me, these decks feel a lot more connected to mysteries, I guess, is what I was going for. They're connected to mysteries. This is beautiful. Page of Cups. like that. Oh, this is a beautiful Ace of Cups. And this very much is looking like the background here. Love that. Hierophant. These are pretty. The Lovers. What are these? Let's see. The Lovers. Let's check it out real quick. These are the Great Crested Greebies, or Grebes. Interesting. Great Crested Greebies are generally quite solitary birds, but they pair bond during mating season in an elaborate extended courting ritual. Both partners in the mating pair spend equal time incubating the eggs, and once the chicks are born, they also care for the young equally. Interesting. I like that. Okay, so that's cool. Two of Cups. Oh, the Lovers and the Two of Cups were right next to each other. That's really sweet. Cute. Page of Wands. Chariot. Oh, cool. Cool. Page of Swords. Queen of Wands. Wheel of Fortune. Okay, that's cool. I like that. Very nice. 10 of Cups. Queen of Pentacles. Sorry, I'm just naming the cards right now. I'm not saying much. I'm just going through the cards here. Very typical, very traditional. Three of Swords. Don't love this choice for this, but, you know, it's fine. I don't know if the others in the other decks were the same. I'm not sure, actually, so... Who knows? This is very dark in person. This Four of Swords. Yes, Four of Swords. It is very dark. I'm trying to see what this bird is down here. Interesting. All right. And then we have one more card here. Five of Pentacles. All right. Awesome sauce. All right. So we have all of the cards here done. So, as you saw from the beginning video, for my new moon, I had a mix of the air card here with the playing cards. And in fact, I'll go ahead and put on screen the video I took of that ritual or that reading. I filmed it for Instagram and TikTok, so it's going to be vertical on the screen here. Maybe I'll center this so that we have a nicer background for the video. So I just sort of did. I sometimes film my ritual process, or and I don't speak during it usually. I just have the B-roll footage basically for. I've been doing this series on my Instagram and TikTok where I'm just kind of answering witchy questions, and so if you have any witchy questions, feel free to ask down below or visit me on Instagram or TikTok and ask me there, and especially on my videos, because comments on videos here on YouTube or on Instagram or TikTok really help me out. So it tells the algorithm that this is content that people are interested in. So the comments are super helpful and very much appreciated here and on Instagram and TikTok. And I have recently been getting more comments here on YouTube, so that's like really cool, and it's made me very happy. Thank you guys for commenting and like and share. All that YouTuber-y stuff. Anyway, so let's come back to this. Instead of doing all the pairing stuff with different decks, I thought I would go through and just kind of lay out how I might use all four decks together. And again, doing that Geomancy kind of style. Now, I don't expect that that's the only thing I'm going to use these decks for, but it's my current interest, and it's kind of what I want to experiment with the most. So let me get out all four decks. Okay, I have all 4 decks laid out. I have the Ignis, I have the Ventum right here, the Oceanum, and the Terra right there. Now, since I've already shuffled at those decks, I'm going to go ahead and shuffle this one since this is the feature of this video. Yeah, so these are, I'm sorry if the sound gets a little different. I had to go around the camera to do this. But these are a little difficult to shuffle. It was much easier when I didn't have the camera in front of me. Sorry. When I shuffled the rest of those. But yeah, they're a little bit difficult for me to shuffle because I do have very small hands, and these are typical size. They are gilded, each one. I think they all have the same gilding, which I appreciate. But as you see, I was able to riffle them and bridge them. However, because they are quite stiff, ooh, I got something stuck on that. There we go, got it. Because they are quite stiff, it's going to take use. I think the Oceanum is the one that I got the first, and that one is much easier to riffle shuffle. So the other ones will loosen up over time. I just do the riffle and bridge 1 or 2 times, and then overhand for a while until I feel that it is ready. All right, so... All right, so I'm kind of doing a reading, and I'm more demonstrating how I'm using or plan to use these decks, all 4 together in that Geomancy reading. So the Geomancy reading is made up of the first 4 symbols, the mothers, and then from that you create the daughters, and then the nieces, and the witnesses, and the judge. And I'm not going to go too far into that, but yeah, so first off, I'm going to randomly split this deck. We're going to start pulling for the first mother, so I'm going to split right here, and so this is the first card. We have the 9 of Swords, and then air will be next, right here. Air, water. We're going to do 1 split right here. Water and earth. All right, so the first, a Geomancy figure. I'm not sure if you can see everything here. I might need to just slightly move this. So we have the 9 of Swords, hopefully from the fire deck. The 7 of Pentacles looks like from the air deck, from the Element Arcanae. Focus, there we go. The Magician from, this is so cool, from the Oceanum Arcanae, the water deck. And then finally, we have the 2 of Pentacles from the Terra Arcanae. Nice. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing for the other 3 mothers here, and we'll just speed through, and then we'll come back. Okay, that is all 4 geomantic figures. I love that the secretary bird came out here. I'm so happy to see it. And I love this guy too. It is really cool to see all the cards together. So we do have the fire line here, which you can't really see. Let's see, the fire line is right there. And then we have the air line, the water line, and the earth line. Now, I don't fully remember if it's earth then water or water then earth, but this is what I'm going for now, so that's what we're gonna stick with. Now, I did pull out, I printed off a sample blank Geomantic shield here, and I believe I just googled blank Geomancy shield, and I think this was from a website called like Occult Witch or something like that. If I remember, I'll put a link down in the description, but honestly, I just googled blank Geomancy shield and printed off something, so that's what's there. And this also came from the same website. I just printed this off for a quick guide on the different figures. All right, so I do have a pen here. Okay, I've got a little marker right here, Tombow marker. So we have a 9 right here. So the first, this is the first mother. I'm going to put it right here, 9. So that's an odd number. And then we have a 7. So that's also odd. Then we have a 1 from the magician. That is also odd. And then we have a 2 for the 2 of Pentacles here. So then that is even. All right. So then for Wheel of Fortune, that is a 10. So that is even. Then we have a page. So pages are odd because it's 1 right after 10. So it's a 1. So it's an 11 basically. And that was where it is different from the playing cards to tarot cards. So playing cards, there are no pages, or it's combined with the jack, with the knight, to make the jack. So the queen and king are opposite in tarot versus playing cards. So in playing cards, the queen is the jack is an odd number and the queen is even and the king is odd. In tarot, the queen and king are reversed there. So the queen is odd because we have a page, which is odd, and the knight, which is even. Now the odd queen and then the even king. So that is the difference there. So this is the 2 of swords, and that is a 2. And then we have a 4 of pentacles. So that is even. And I'm just going to go ahead and do this because I want to share what is on each card. I'm not going to fast forward through this. So 10 of cups here. 10. Hopefully that is in, it's not totally in frame, but, you know, sorry about that. Then the 2 of swords here. And we do now have two of swords. Yes, here and here. And that is something I want to think about too, is if there's repeat cards, especially in the same geomantic column, and also the rows here, because the rows actually make up the daughters. So that is a 2. This is a 7, a 7 of swords. We also had, oh, that was the 7 of pentacles, so a 7. And finally, we have the Ace of Pentacles down here. And then the final mother, we have the 10 of Swords. That is even. We have 17, that's the star. That is odd. 3 of Pentacles is odd. Or, yeah, Pentacles. And then 7 of Swords. There's the other. I knew I saw a 7 of Swords. There's a... the 7 of Swords in this deck cracks me up. This is the Tarot Arcanae. So that is odd. 7 of Swords. So, and that is something I would consider after I'm done making my shield. And because what I've been doing for my... let me grab my book here. What I've been doing for the these mood readings with the geomantic shields, I'm still on this one because I'm gonna have to fix that. It was the 6 of Swords, not the 7. But yeah. So what I've been doing is I've really just been focusing on the first 4 for my moon readings here, and writing out what card I got. And then writing out the geomantic figure here. And I do have a separate piece of paper that actually has the shield on it. And I might create another notebook that is just geomancy shields and notes on that, because this was not enough information or not enough room to write about that. So I kind of just did a interpretation of these houses, of these geomancy houses, of the first 4, and the figure that I got. So yeah, so you know, the first house is the life or the self. Second house is finances. Third house is community or communication. And the fourth house is the home and land. So very mundane stuff there. So I really just stuck with the first 4. But I will have perhaps a separate book that just has shields that I pull, and perhaps further interpretations from there. And breaking down the cards that I actually get. So So that was the interesting layered part that I was interested in using tarot and playing cards for, was the layered approach. So that is what I've been doing here in my book. So from here, to make the first daughter, which is actually just the top row, so it is the fire row. So it is 1 dot, 2 dots. Oh yeah, 2 dots, 2 dots, 2 dots. Now I don't have the figures memorized yet. It doesn't take long to memorize them. I just haven't yet. So I probably won't be saying the name of the figures yet. But I do hope to do more geomancy videos as I sort of figure things out. So the second one is 1 1 2 1. 1 1 2 1. And then the third is 1 2 1 1. 1 2 1 1. And the fourth is 2 2 1 1. 2 2 1 1. Now from there, the first niece is these two together. So the first row here is 2 and 1. That is odd because that makes 3. So that's a 1. And this is even. This is odd. And this is even. Oh, I hope I'm in frame here. And then now these two. So this is even, odd, even, 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 even. And then these two is even, odd, even, odd. And then finally, odd, even, even, even. Okay, there we go. And now we can create the two witnesses. This is odd, 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 even. And then over here, this is odd, odd, even, odd. And now we can create the judge. This is even, even, odd, and odd. All right, there we go. I don't remember what goes in these little boxes here. I think I'd seen what went there in other videos, but I forget. I was just using this as a base to make the shield itself. So the final judge figure is, let's grab this. I'm sure people who are very familiar with geomancy know exactly what that is. So that is, the judge here is, Fortuna Major. So the ultimate end is very positive. So I am going, I'm not going to interpret every little, every house right now for this reading, but I will say that the final card we got, being Fortuna Major, is a very positive sign for me that this is a good way to use this deck. So I'm taking that as a positive sign. So Fortuna Major, yeah, what a great judge to get at the end of this. All right, so I am really far into this video, and yeah, I could keep going and figuring things out and all of that, but I think we're going to leave it as is, and I'm sorry I didn't do pairings with other decks, but, I really just wanted to showcase how I'm really thinking of using all 4 of these decks together and using this geomancy sort of thing. Also, there is a geomancy channel that that kind of just started, and I've been watching his stuff, and I really like it, and I really recommend you go check it out. I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head. In editing, I'll put it up on the screen, and I'll try to remember to link it down below. But he is doing some great geomancy videos, and one of the issues I've been having with my geomancy study or practice here is I find a lot of videos talking about geomancy or talking about the figures or how to lay a shield, etc. But very little, if any, videos actually interpreting a reading. and how, like, if you lay out a geomantic shield, you lay out the 4 mothers and figure out your shield and stuff. All right, then what? Then, well, how do you interpret that? And based on questions and things like that. And I know I didn't do that in this video because that wasn't really the focus. I just kind of wanted to demonstrate. But he has been doing a few interpretation videos, which I've really enjoyed. So definitely go check that out if you are interested. I will tag him down below or something. But yeah, so there we go. So once you are done creating your shield and you get your geomantic answer, it has that added layered element to it where you can then interpret the cards that you're getting. You can interpret that each of the houses based on the tarot cards that you pulled, and also connecting the fact that I did pull 2 of Swords and I did pull 2 7 of Swords, and how that might correlate, and if there's the same cards being pulled in the same column or in the same row. That's another way that we can add an added element of an added layer to the reading. So sorry about my dog if you can hear her. She's outside. But all right, thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I will see you next time. Bye.